Alright, here we've got law of sines and law of cosines. This one I'm going to split into two videos as well. The first one here is to solve the triangle ABC. If A is equal to 36 degrees, B is 68 degrees, and little a, so side A, is 14 centimeters. And I have that labeled down below. So depending on the problem, it may give you just this information here, or it might give you the picture as well. Depends on the problem. So the main thing to remember first of all is that the capital letters here represent angle measurements, and then the lowercase letters represent the sides that are opposite of those angles. And that is also used in the formula for law of sines, which you'll also need to know for doing the homework and other assessments as well. So here, first of all, if we're going to figure out this third angle, angle C, remember all the angles inside of a triangle have to add up to 180 degrees. So the easiest way to go about that here is to do 180 minus and subtract off the two angles we already know. We already know there's a 36-degree angle and a 68-degree angle. So if we subtract that off, then for our angle C here, we get 76 degrees. And that would be for angle C here. Or also write down that that is equal to C. Angle C, capital C. So that would be for angle C. And then we have a side C and side B left to figure out. So in order to do those, we will use that law of sines to go through and figure out what those are equal to. So for the first one, let's say that we want to do side C first. It doesn't matter which one you start with. So here, for instance, we know that 14 centimeters is side A over sine of its opposite angle, which is angle A, which was 36 degrees, is equal to, and then we have side C over sine of angle C, which was 76 degrees. That's what we just solved for there. So remember, whenever you're setting these up, the angles always have to be matched with your sine function. So it's never the side that goes in there, it's the angles that go in with the sine function. And then one way to go about solving this would be to cross multiply here. So then we'd have 14 times the sine of 76 is equal to our side C times the sine of 36. And I put C in front in this case, so that way you don't get confused with what is with the C and what is with your sine function. So then we can divide both sides by the sine of 36 in order to cancel that part out. So the 36 is not by itself, it is attached with the sine function. So you can't do anything with the 36 by itself, you always have to have the sine with it. And then depending on your calculator, depends on exactly how you would enter in that left side there. Once you do the 14 times sine of 76 over the sine of 36 there, you should get about 23.11. And then that would be in terms of centimeters, since that was one of your sides. So that would go up here, 23.11 centimeters for side C. And then you could do a similar thing to solve for side B. We could do 14 over the sine of 36 again. So remember, it always has to be matched up with the side and then its opposite angle for the law of sines. So if we want side B now, we would have B over sine of angle B. So angle B was the 68 degrees. So we'd have sine of 68 in the bottom of that fraction. And then like we did for solving for side C, we could cross multiply again. So then we'd have 14 times the sine of 68 is equal to b times the sine of 36. And then like we did before, we can divide both sides by sine of 36 to get the b by itself now. Because then our sine of 36 cancels out with the sine of 36 we had in the denominator there. And then if you go through and do the 14 times the sine of 68 divided by the sine of 36 there, you should get about 22.08 centimeters. And that would be for your side B, which was the bottom side here. So that bottom side there would be about 22.08 centimeters. So make sure whenever you're using the law of sines, and then like we'll do in the next problem, law of cosines, that you're plugging in the values correctly and that the angle measures always have to go with one of your trig functions. If you have questions with this or anything else, make sure to ask.